Welcome back, everyone, to a Rocket Rabbit Commentaries run-through of Legacy of the Duelist. And in this episode, we are going to continue on Yugioh GX Season 3, as we are starting officially Season 3. Yeah. Hey, Chancellor Shepard. Yes, this is when we actually get introduced to the worldwide phenomenon that is the dual academies that are set up by Kaiba Corp. And our primary villain for the first half of the season, Thelonious Viper.
Thelonious.
Do you remember much of this season, Mr. Cloud?
Nah, I didn't watch this season at all.
Oh, okay. Yeah, Thelonious Viper is an interesting villain, mostly because he gets usurped halfway through this season. Anyway, here we have one of our primary / secondary protagonists, Jesse Anderson. And yes, Jesse Anderson plays with the Crystal Beasts, as Cloud was mentioning off camera a little while ago. But as annotation Skirdet notices, yes, from here we are going to be playing with the Neo-Spacian variant of Jaden's E-Hero deck. And I fucking hate this thing. The Neo-Spacians themselves are honestly relatively interesting effect monsters, to be perfectly honest. Air Hummingbird and Grand Mole specifically are relatively powerful with the resources that they give you access to. Every single other one is actually really crap, aside from Flare Scarab. And even then, Flare Scarab is only really good against Jesse because of, all the spells and traps that he ends up playing.
First blood dealt.
Alright, we're going to set Pantail and then we're going to end because unfortunately our Flare Scarab would only be 1300 right now. No, we don't want to activate our Call of the Haunted in order to redirect Topaz Tiger's attack.
The old nuisance is, well, any time is a good time to activate Call of the Haunted because you have a monster in your graveyard.
Oh,
Here,
look, another Call of the Haunted.
We're only going to prompt you the same number of times during every opportunity to activate trap cards that have the correct timing.
Hey, Amber Mammoth. And this is the big issue that Jaden ends up running into while he's running the Neo-Spacians. He can't actually put out a monster that's powerful enough to deal with a good portion of the enemy's normal plays. It's very noticeable against Jesse specifically, but it's also a thing that ends up being true against a good portion of the rest of the opponents that he ends up fighting. Not so much the final fight, thankfully, but
Tracing hand or in the phase,
no. Instead, I'm going to use my Call of the Haunted in order to bring back Air Hummingbird to get some life back. And then I'm going to use my other Call of the Haunted in order to target Chrysalis Dolphin. That way we can sacrifice both of those monsters for Elemental Hero Neos.
Nice. And then Call of the Haunted will remain on the field uselessly because the monster summoned by the effect was not destroyed.
Yeah.
You'd think they would have eroded it to fix it a long time ago, but they decided no. It was perfect the way it was. We will not hear any objections.
It effectively is perfect the way it is, because now it just eats up a spell and trap space, and that is actually relevant.
Yeah. Because you can't put new cards in the same space.
Effect. Okay, now our Flare Scarab would be 1700, which is almost enough to be valuable in this matchup.
Nah. Defend.
Oh, look, another Air Hummingbird.
I see. Nice. Let's gain more life points.
Eventually.
Oh, I see. The interaction is, and Jesse's going to have lots of cards in his spell and trap card zone because he's running Crystal Beast.
Yes.
Behold, the Air Scarab is now as powerful as Elemental Hero Neos because of a wicked advantage taking here.
So, you ready to see us not absolutely get our asses kicked? Because although Jesse does not have Rainbow Dragon for this duel, because thematically he doesn't, it doesn't exist yet, he does actually still have access to Crystal Abundance. And Crystal Abundance, if you can recall, Mr. Cloud, is absurdly fucking powerful. Emerald Tortoise effect. Alright, and let's see. Thankfully, we did manage to kill another carbuncle. So, let's see. The only thing that he's missing now is Cobalt Eagle.
Huh.
I don't know why he decided to sacrifice his Rainbow Ruins, but because he's got multiple Rainbow Ruins. Okay.
Oh shit! And he can activate the effect of each one. Damn.
Which means he still missed out on a draw, but oh well.
I thought he was trying to reduce the number of cards in his hand. Actually, he started and ended his turn with the same number of cards.
Mm-hmm.
We really should not have made fun of Neo-Spacian Scarabeetle while he was still in middle school. He's gotten quite angry.
I disagree with that, to be perfectly honest. I mean, I'm not an advocate of bullying, to be perfectly honest, but I am an advocate of calling out when monster design is not exactly at its best. And Flare Scarab is honestly one of the monsters that has a lot of problems when it comes to its overall monster design. As Annotations Grid is mentioning here, Ancient City Rainbow Ruins is fucking amazing at playing a defensive long game. Specifically with its ability to draw you extra cards, the ability to half the battle damage that you take from one attack. Yeah, to be perfectly honest, Rainbow Ruins is a field spell that I would personally really like to actually see get an update that actually made it, more like this and have it be relevant. But Modern Yu-Gi-Oh says no. It doesn't actually do any of the things that current field spell design is, pushing right now. There's Cobalt Eagle into his graveyard. Okay, we lose.
Well, we gave it our best shot.
Thankfully, it looks like that we're okay. It looks like that we're okay specifically because he doesn't have the ability to play any spells and traps at the moment. But all he needed to do was actually draw into Crystal Abundance, and we most certainly would have died it. Anyway,
my
come on,
goodness.
Flare Neos.
You really had me in suspense there when you said we lose because the
we
game
should
is
have
still
lost
going.
this. I don't know why Jesse didn't end up drawing into Crystal Abundance.
Neospace. 6,600 attack points.
No, Cloud. More than 6,600.
7,000
7,800 attack points.
7,800 attack points.
And Rainbow Ruins cuts the damage in half. Oh well. Thank you, Jesse. I usually lose that duel while playing as Jaden, to be perfectly honest, because Jesse does have Crystal Abundance, and it's very easy for him to trigger it. I got lucky enough for him to not actually trigger it here, but yeah, he usually does get the chance to trigger it. Crystal Beacon, Reincarnation, and Amethyst Cat. Cool. Alright, now we get to meet up with one of my favorite archetype characters for this season, Axel Rhodes.
Welcome to the duel. We got schools and books.
Actually, we never actually see books because it's supposed to be slightly into the future. So everyone is supposed to have PDAs.
Well, I mean, we're reading card effects.
Sorry, it's Axel Brody.
See, you can get a lot of reading done just by playing a trading card game, because what started as a relatively simple game where cards only did just one thing and its effects could be explained in one sentence. Now, you're gonna need
Look
cliff
at the
notes.
paragraph for Supreme King Dragon on Eyes.
Exactly. See, there is enough words on that screen to satisfy cognitive functioning and practice and stretching the neural length and also your attention span for at least a good 6 hours.
Alright, so Axel Brody is running an archetype called the Volcanics, and I am a really big fan of the Volcanic archetype. but it also very specifically isn't really a functional one. Like it has a really cool boss in Doomfire, and Slicer and Rocket are really cool members, but yeah, just because these are cool cards doesn't mean that they actually function.
The volcanic monsters. I remember when these were around. Blaze Accelerator.
Okay, so what I think I want to do here... No, I didn't actually use Fake Hero in order to bring out Necro Shade. Okay.
We're going to do nothing.
What I probably should have done there is use Fake Hero to special summon Neos, and then sacrifice Neos in order to set Necro Shade. But there's Emergency Call. So I think I go for Wild Heart here because I'm hoping to have Wild Cyclone. Not Wild Cyclone, sorry, but Necroid Shaman. But no, I don't have a Necroid Shaman. I don't actually have Necroid Shaman. I need to go check my extra deck again to see what Wild Heart Fusion I've got. I do have I have Wild Wingman, okay, but I didn't grab I don't have Avion, so yes, and as Annotations Gurdet is mentioning here, why the fuck does Jade not have Necroid Shaman for this fight?
Seriously, like sometimes he feels like going in with 15 cards in his extra deck. Sometimes he feels like going in with 10. Sometimes he feels like going in with 12. On what basis is he changing the cards that he's able to summon in order to maximize the number of combinations he has at his disposal at any given time, as long as he has 2 monsters and a polymerization?
Okay, so how do we actually resolve this from here? We draw into yet another goddamn Neos.
Yeah, you lost this game last turn when you got the wrong fusion material. It's okay. These lessons are necessary, but not for the purpose of using this deck. Oh no, because Rocket Rabbit Commentaries playing Legacy of the Duelist.
Oh, and also they still wanted me to use the Neospatians here, despite the fact that we didn't actually get any Neospatians.
So instead of learning how better to use the deck, we're gonna switch gears and use a completely different one.
Yes, because that is Gurdet's answer to all problems in this deck. Throw slow burn at it until it dies.
Kill it with fire. Kill it with fire.
Or at least effect damage.
I'm sorry, but I'm pretty sure you said kill it with fire.
As a replacement for effect damage? Okay, the volcanic deck at this point in Yu-Gi-Oh's history is primarily focused on getting out Tri-Blaze Accelerator and using its effect repeatedly in order to specifically control the amount of monsters that your opponent has, and it's able to do that specifically due to how awesome Volcanic Shell is, being able to pay 500 life points to effectively get an additional use of Tri-Blaze Accelerator every turn. Oh, he had set Firewall, and then I blowed it up with Dust Tornado.
Nice. And now we can pop the Nightmare Wheel.
We don't want to use Nightmare Wheel right now, though, because Volcanic Slicer is about to get exploded by Blast Sphere, so...
She's gonna blow!
And boom!
How appropriate that a creature called a volcanic monster would explode.
And deal effect damage when it does so.
Yes. Very Mount St. Helens, 1980.
Soul of Fire is a very interesting aspect of the volcanic archetype in that if it's working as intended, Soul of Fire is one of the bigger burn effects that the volcanic archetype actually has. But even working as intended, it doesn't do enough to usually warrant its placement in the deck.
Firewall.
Yes, I want to sacrifice one of our Rocket Rabbits in order to set Guardian Sphinx, please. That way, when Axel starts throwing off the additional, the slightly bigger fire monsters, we can just bounce them repeatedly. But then he used Blaze Accelerator on us. Damn it!
Damn. He saw it coming. But what he will not see coming is that we have another Guardian Sphinx ready to play.
It's not really ready to play at the moment, and even if it were ready to play, it's not something that we can just, bring out on our own. No, we had to sacrifice for it.
And he destroyed UFO Turtle with non-combat.
Yes.
Damn. It's going to make things a bit difficult.
It's not that difficult, to be perfectly honest. We can still use Nightmare Wheel on the Wildfire token. So from here, we're going to set our Flame Veil Guard because Axel has got a relatively high chance of having a monster that can run into it.
Yes, like Volcanic Slicer or Volcanic Rocket.
Now, see? Slicer.
Slicer. He looks
And
like a
then
sliver.
he discarded Master Craftsman Gamil in order to gain a small attack boost. Ugh. Nah, but because he's got a monster that can kill Blast Sphere, setting Blast Sphere and, waiting for him to run into it is entirely viable. Plus, Fireball's burned him for 1,500 points, so... Oh, now he's decided to not attack us. Well, it's too late, Axel, because now we have Lava Golem.
Yep, he loses. All we have to do now is summon the Golem and end our turn. Oh, you like fire, do you?
Well, here, have Giant Fire. Mwaha! Alright, and in the next episode, we'll continue on with Season 3 of Yu-Gi-Oh! GX. Be safe, everybody. Oh, right, the Biobands plot point that the Viper threw at us. Relevant for next time.